up, my people? Welcome to 5 Things You Need to Know. 1, 2,
3, 4. What are you doing?
5. All right. First thing you need to know is that what this is all about. Number 1, this is a video series just for you. We write this, we think about this, we come to you with this, with 5 things we think that middle school and high school students need to know this week. It could be anything. It could be just random facts. It could be funny videos. It could be a delightful quote. It could be event details. Whatever it may be, we want to bring it to you once a week. The huge thing we want you to know is that this is an opportunity for us as youth leaders to give you all shout outs, to hear your stories, to know what's going on, and to present it to the masses.
Good people who have traveled from villages near and far, lend me your ears. That's disgusting.
So this is 5 things you need to know. The first thing you need to know is what this video series is all about, and I just told you, so that's the first thing. If you weren't listening, rewind, start it over, and then rewatch it up to number 2. This is the second thing you need to know. All right, I ran an ultramarathon, and that's not the thing I need you to know. What I want you to know is I get a lot of questions after I had finished it or training up for it, and they were like, how did you do that? Here's a couple things you need to know about an ultramarathon. All right, first thing you need to know, they're super fun. 2, I got to run with my best friend for like 6 hours, which was really cool. 3, we did it in a beautiful location. The thing about ultramarathons is they're always in these awesome remote places where you get to see like parts of the world, parts of this country in a way that you would never see them otherwise. You're just slogging along on these beautiful trails and dirt roads through rolling hills and awesome landscapes, and that's exactly what I did for like 6 hours. Here, check out this picture. Yeah, beautiful, right? So I did that. The biggest thing that I loved about the ultramarathon is just the food. For the whole time, you're not running very fast, so you can also eat at the same time. Like I ate like hamburgers, breakfast burritos, pizza, waffles, bacon, like you name it. It was just awesome for like hours and hours and hours. Afterwards, I will say my legs were pretty tired. And not because like I was like running super fast, but doing anything on your feet for 6 hours, your legs are just tired. So yeah, that was my only regret. Other than that, I'm definitely gonna do another one. If anybody wants to do them, I don't recommend doing them until like you're a little bit older, let your body mature a little bit. But they're awesome, and I totally recommend them. All right, that was number 2. Number 3, there's something I want you to know. I was reading, and that's not the thing I want you to know. But I came across this quote, and I'm gonna read it to you. Look at this book. This is a massive book. It's a huge book. I've read it. This is my second time through it. It's a big book, and it's got some awesome quotes. And some stuff I agree with, and some stuff I don't. But a lot of it is incredible, and it speaks great truth, and it encourages me. And this is what I want you to know, because Halloween's coming up. So this quote is about Halloween. All right. It says, but the word Halloween is a form of All Hallows Eve, the evening that precedes All Saints' Day in the church calendar. In its missionary labors in Europe, the church substituted its own holiday for some pagan observances. In the modern West, which is here, Halloween is essentially a mockery of ancient paganism. It is not paganism, but a celebration of the gospel's victory over paganism. So he goes on to say, this is what he says, when you celebrate Halloween, there are 2 ways to celebrate. You can celebrate as a pagan, or you can celebrate as a Christian who celebrates the victory over paganism. Understand the difference between mocking paganism and endorsing it, which is why we, the student ministry, have a Halloween party, because we want to celebrate the gospel's victory over evil. So we do it by dressing up and saying that God is much bigger than this. God has already defeated this. God is the king and the ruler of all things. And we celebrate that through the fellowship of his people and food and fun and excitement and just awesome, awesome time. But we want to remind you all that we do a Halloween party because we celebrate the gospel's victory over paganism. Awesome book, awesome quote, something to think about, something to chew about. Where is your heart when you come to our Halloween party? And we hope that you come. You see this garage that was transformed this year at our fall kickoff. Y'all showed up. This is a new space that we have for us. And it's going to be transformed once more for the Halloween party. It is going to be turned into what we call the Maze Runner. If you want to know what that is, you need to come 5:15 to 7:15 at the youth house. Food, games, bonfire, movies, just everything you can imagine at a Halloween party. We're going to have it, and we want you there. We want to blow this place out. We want to fill it up. We want it chaotic. So we hope that you come. All right, number 4. Number 4, I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about 4 things, and that's 4 people. Masha, Chris, Evan, and Logan. All 4 of those people, all 4 of those students that you know, have taken a membership class. And not just any membership class, they took a youth membership class, which was the first time we've ever done this. And they are going to join the church. They're going to join the church, and huge shout out to them for being willing and bold. That's so exciting and terrifying at the same time. But we did this class for several weeks where we talked about what it means to join the church. And they came with their questions, they came with their thoughts, and they are bold enough to go out and join the church at the Kirk of the Hills and become official members. So this Sunday, and we want to encourage y'all to come and to support your fellow students in this, you will see Masha and Chris joining the church, and you'll get to see some baptisms. And then in a couple weeks, you'll get to see Logan and Evan join the church. They're not here this weekend, which is why they can't do it this week. But we want to celebrate that, and we want to give a huge shout out to Masha, Chris, Evan, and Logan for being willing to join the church. If you ever have questions about what it means to join the church, whether you're like, I don't know if I've joined the church or not, come and ask us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Taking the membership class doesn't mean you're joining the church. It just means you're getting answers to questions about joining the church. And then at the end of the class, you have an opportunity to say yes or no, I want to do that. So we really encourage y'all for our second class, which will come up, I believe, not until next fall. But it'll give you a lot of time to think about it. And we hope that you do think about it. It is just an awesome, awesome opportunity that we want y'all to engage in. All right, fifth and final thing of 5 things you need to know. We never want to give you more, never less, but 5 things. And this 5th thing is that you, yes, you are a child of a king. And we want you to think about what that means. What does it mean to be a child first? But what does it mean to be a child of a king? What do you inherit as a child of a king? What is required of you as a child of a king? So our friends down at RYM, who we go to these conferences and they support our church and they love us and they take care of us and they make sure we're a healthy youth ministry, they came out with this album called RYM Worship. It's on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to music. And we want to encourage you to look up that album, download it, listen to it. It's incredible. And on there, Joe Deegan, who's the worship guy, at RYM, you'll see him up front, and you'll see him leading worship for us. He actually, helped write and produce the whole album, and he wrote some of his own tunes on there. And one of the tunes that he wrote himself is called "Child of the King." And on that album, the message is just incredible. Here, I want you to listen to it for a second. Incredible. I don't want you to listen to the whole thing right here. I want you to go and listen to it on your own. There's just this incredible message, and I want to read a couple of lines that Joe wrote that just reminds us of where we sit with the King, that we are a child of the King and not just a king. And it says here, let me read this to you. You are no longer an orphan. You're a child of the King. And then he goes on later and it says, you don't have to impress. He's already made you his child. You don't have to impress. He's already made you his child. There's nothing you have to do. And then lastly, there's no power on earth that can make him stop loving you. He'll never stop loving you. What's so incredible about this message is that you are a child of a king, but not just a king. You're a child of the King, the King that rules all kings. And what does that mean for you? And what does it mean that you don't have to impress? You don't have to do anything. that you are just a child of this King, which is just an incredible thing to sit with. So if you're feeling discouraged this week, just know that you're loved, not by anything that you do, not by any task you accomplish or who you love this week. Regardless of what you do, you are loved by this King. And so much so that you're loved that you are his child. You are loved by this King, the King, because you are his child. So remember that if you're feeling discouraged. Go out into the world knowing that you are the inheritor of this King, but that also means there are requirements of you as an inheritor of this King. So go out into this world and remember that. Be encouraged by that. All right, take this as 5 things you need to know. We want you to take this, share it with somebody, subscribe to this channel, watch it every week. Every Thursday, we're going to pump out these videos. We're going to give them to you. These videos are written just for you. So if you're ever bored or you're wondering what to do, what to watch, or what to think about, just know that there are videos on YouTube written just for you. Just for you. How many videos are out there like that are just thinking about you, or written for you, that have you in mind as we are creating them? And we want you to know that and be encouraged by that, to know that you can get 5 random things. It can, like what this episode is about, it can be all over the place. But know that it's just for you, so we want you to take it, watch it at your leisure, but know that every Thursday we're going to pump these out for you. We hope you feel encouraged. We hope you feel loved. We hope to see you on Sunday at our Halloween party. Come in costume, because it is a costume contest, of course. There's live voting this year, which is going to just be awesome. So we want you to come to that and know that you're loved. And we love that you take the courage and the boldness to come every week, to be a part of this group, and the courage to even watch this video. But know that you are loved and you are cared for by us, but more importantly, you are cared for and loved, and you are a child of the King. All right, peace.